Has someone ever fainted in your presence and because you didn't know CPR, all you did was scream for help? You felt helpless, not true? Well, on today's show, you will learn how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR. Class will be in session in a few. Also in the program, attacking crime through a fair justice system. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry. Stay with us. We have lots more after these messages.
The government has big plans for communities across Jamaica as it continues to drive economic growth and job creation. Come hear the plans in a series called OPM Live. OPM Live is a forum in which government and community officials update residents on development plans in their area. The series begins on Thursday, September 21. Barbican. OPM Live will come to you on Thursday, September 21 at 6 p.m. at the Loshusan Roundabout. OPM Live, taking government to you. Brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister, building a prosperous Jamaica.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your GIS News for Tuesday, September 19. Government has stepped in to evacuate Jamaican nationals from the British Virgin Islands following the passage of Hurricane Irma and the current threat being posed by Hurricane Maria. On Monday, government sent 2 chartered flights to take Jamaicans out of the islands. The flights were organized by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, with assistance from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Labour and Social Security Ministry, as well as the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development. Speaking with GIS News, Minister of Labour and Social Security, Shahini Robinson, informed that a Jamaican delegation went to the British territory of Tortola, where 194 Jamaican nationals expressed interest in returning home. She said the delegation included representatives from the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency and the Registrar General's Department, who issued emergency travel documents.
It was a whole of government approach, and I think we did our very best, and we are satisfied that efforts paid off, but we did as best as we possibly could under the circumstances. And we just want to urge persons who are in those islands where the storm is now threatening to try and stay as safe as is possible at this time.
In the meantime, the Jamaican evacuees are thanking the Jamaican government for their assistance. Some spoke with GIS News on Monday.
I feel pretty good, because we couldn't get any flight out. No commercial flight was running, so when I heard that the government was sending a flight for us, I feel wonderful. So I'm one of the lucky ones to get on this flight.
I am just grateful because coming out of a Category 5 hurricane to be hit with another Category 5 would be just, I don't think I could manage that at all. So I'm really happy for the Jamaican delegation that came to get us. So thank you.
Yeah, welcome home.
I feel proud of the government, I feel glad at least they see what's going on, try to be there for us, so I feel proud of that and I really appreciate that.
A working group is being established to facilitate further discussions on the pension reform program. Finance Minister Audley Shaw made the announcement during the recent Jamaica IMF press conference for the second review under the precautionary standby agreement.
There are some issues that do not directly relate to the bill itself, but are related to the administration of the program. And in fact, we've decided to establish a working group with the unions so that we can work together to trash out whatever concerns they have in terms of the administration of the program going forward.
The working group will comprise members of the government and unions representing civil servants. The pension reform program is anchored on the Pensions Public Service Act 2017 and the Constitution Amendment Establishment Fund Payment of Pensions Act 2017. Both were passed in the House of Representatives earlier this year and are now before the Senate. On another matter, Minister of Finance Audley Shaw said he will be furthering discussions with the World Bank for the expansion of greenhouse technology in rural Jamaica. Minister Shaw was addressing executives from the World Bank, farmers and other stakeholders during a tour of the Schwallenberg Greenhouse Cluster and Water Harvesting Project in Rio Ho, St. Anne. Minister Shaw, in reference to the quality produce coming from the greenhouses, noted that application of technology in the agriculture sector has the ability to boost the economy of the country.
We are looking at 50,000 square feet of agricultural production in controlled scientific conditions that are guaranteed to increase your productivity levels. As long as a hurricane doesn't come, if it's just ordinary rain, no problem.
He also expressed appreciation to the World Bank for funding the Rural Economic Development Initiative READY, under which the Schwallenberg Greenhouse Cluster and Water Harvesting Project falls.
And I'm very pleased that the World Bank has taken on with such zeal projects like these that are not just about lending us some money for budget support, but coming into the rural communities and to work with our farmers to create wealth in our rural communities.
Mr. Shaw said that the technology will help farmers to produce for local and international markets. And finally, Minister without portfolio in the Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries Ministry, J.C. Hutchinson, is calling for more local farmers to utilize organic fertilizers. Minister Hutchinson noted that crops grown organically have a higher price at market as the demand for organic produce continues to grow.
We want to get a number of farmers directly involved in registering in the organic organization, because this is where we have a niche market. You can get a higher price for any product that is organically grown.
Minister Hutchinson was speaking recently at the launch of Sapphire's NPK blended fertilizers. Minister Hutchinson welcomed the product on the local market, stating it will promote, among other things, long-term soil fertility and improve productivity for farmers.
I see the partnership as a win-win situation for all the business partners, for our farmers who should realize increased profits on their crops, and for the Jamaican people who will be able to purchase more locally grown food, leading to a reduction in our food imports.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.
Cancer, stress, high blood pressure. Guard yourself against these potentially deadly conditions by eating healthy. Give your body long life with foods such as low-fat milk, dried and fresh peas and beans, unsalted nuts and seeds, fresh vegetables, fruits and coconut water, and eliminate processed seasonings such as seasoning salt, soy sauces and ketchup. When it comes to meats, remember to remove the skin to reduce the intake of fats and oils. Meats should also be baked, steamed, grilled or roasted. Fish is also a preferred protein option. To eat healthy, fill your body with a variety of foods from all the food groups. And remember, eat at a slow pace and in small bites to help aid digestion. This helps to maintain a healthy, balanced and nutritious diet, strengthening your body to ward off illness and prolong life.
Sudden cardiac arrest can happen to anyone at any time. Most times, cardiac arrest happens at home, an important reason to learn CPR. Get your pen and notepad, we're going to CPR class.
Oscar! Oscar! Oscar!
Though this is a dramatization, it has happened quite often. In the field, at home or at work, a loved one collapses and is unresponsive. What follows? Usually chaos, confusion, heartache. Instead of immediately providing that critical resuscitation technique which may prevent death.
CPR stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It is a skill that is an emergency skill that is used to revive someone whose heart has stopped beating. cardiac arrest can happen to anyone at any time. In the event that happens, you need to know the skills that you need to perform to revive these persons or give these persons a chance of survival.
We never know when we'll be in a situation where we need to help someone else. It's really just a little bit of your time, and I think it would be a worthwhile investment in learning these skills so we can render assistance.
Even when someone is choking, the techniques learned in CPR may be applied to save that person from asphyxiation. To release the person's airway, position yourself behind them and clasp your fist at the navel and roll in an upward motion. When someone is unresponsive, that's a whole other ballgame. The person may become unresponsive for several reasons. For instance, they could have a medical condition. To really know if someone is unresponsive and in need of CPR,
tap the person's shoulder and shout, "Sir, sir, sir," or "Ma'am, are you okay?" Once the person is not responding to you, and they can respond in several forms. They can answer by moaning, they can groan, they can open their eyes, they can move a limb. If the person is not responding to you, now you need to scan the chest and look if you see breathing. Once the person is not breathing, they are termed as being unresponsive. So once you have somebody collapsing, the first thing you need to do is check your environment, ensure that your environment is safe for you. Once the environment is safe, now you need to assess the person who has collapsed. Once someone is unresponsive, has no signs of life, call for help and bare the person's chest. So you remove their upper garment. Find your hand position. It's on the lower half, center of the chest, lower half of the breastbone, and you push in 30 times at the Bee Gees song, that's Staying Alive. Ha, 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 staying alive. If you are trained, after 30 compressions, you can give 2 breaths. If you are not trained, you don't know about CPR, you give hands-only CPR. So hands-only CPR is where you compresses the chest. You need to continue that on the way to the hospital, so you're maintaining cells life.
it's possible for anyone and everyone to learn CPR.
Nannies, construction workers, teachers, lawyers, doctors, everyone should learn CPR. Once you're able-bodied, you can learn CPR.
In terms of age, it's said as young as 12 years old can learn the art to save a life.
So many times, children get in situations that they need assistance. In fact, a cousin of mine, her son got into some distress. She realized that he wasn't breathing one day, and she was able to help him by giving him CPR. So I think that was really important that she had those skills so that she could assist her son, because who knows what would have happened if she wasn't able to give him that immediate assistance.
This course, I've done it before, and I find it very interesting because I work a lot with children, and one time I have to do a CPR on a little boy because there was leave under my care, and mother wasn't around, and he was eating some plum and playing on a plum seed, stabbing his throat, and I just hear him coughing, but it never very severe because he was coughing. So when he was coughing, I hold him up and I try to do a little, I understand the CPR, tell him to cough, and he cough and cough until it actually come up.
I had a patient once, and while I was there in the bathroom with that person, the person just fell unconscious, and I was there, didn't know exactly what to do, but I was there saying, "Sir, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I didn't know much, what to do, but I decided to put the person on the side, and I was there trying to stop the person, Then I was saying to myself, if I had known CPR well enough, I could perform it.
The Heart Foundation of Jamaica is one of the several local organizations that offer training in CPR.
The Heart Foundation of Jamaica is an authorized training center for the American Heart Association. We offer CPR training for medical and non-medical persons. We have our scheduled in-house training, and organization can call us to schedule classes at their convenience.
CPR!
Want to know the law pertaining to renting a house?
What about the procedure if you're arrested? Or what is defined as corruption? Then click on the Ministry of Justice website. It has information on every law passed in Jamaica. The House of Parliament portal also has the more recent year's pieces of legislation. The sites are easy to search and the files are downloadable. Make access to justice your business. Know your rights.
This month, the Legal Aid Council has a series of justice fairs scheduled for various parts of the island. If you need legal advice and your funds are low, contact the Legal Aid Council to find out when their next free justice fair will be at a community near you. See now how these fairs are conducted.
Free legal advice.
Lawyers are expensive, and here we have a legal aid council with lawyers who are capable of giving the sort of advice and the sort of general knowledge of what is happening in the courts.
Free entertainment.
Reggae music is a thing, you can't get too much. Your blessing is a thing, you can't get too much, too much. I never too much.
Free admission. Everything is free at the Ministry of Justice's Justice Fairs, where costly legal service and documents are offered to all who attend. In 2016, the Legal Aid Council is embarking on a series of justice fairs. The Council, an outfit of the Ministry of Justice, has partnered with the Citizen Security and Justice Program 3 to host at least 4 justice fairs across the country. These events, which are free to the public, are being held particularly in vulnerable communities. The first one was held at the Jose Marti Technical High School and welcomed residents of Central Village, March Pen and other surrounding communities of Twickenham.
Sometimes persons find it difficult to access the various institutions that may be able to assist them. So we are actually removing from offices and going into the field, and especially into areas, inner city areas that may need the assistance most.
It's absolutely important that members of the communities and surrounding communities in which we have this justice fair. These justice fairs, as can be seen and known, a number of other government agencies are in attendance. The National Housing Trust, Administrator General Department, LAMP, which is the persons who want to register their land can come out and get information. And we have the Victim Support Unit. A number of other services are being offered at the Justice Fair.
So what sort of legal advice is offered at these fairs?
We're encouraging persons to make a will. We have our will forms that they can get, and we also have brochures. We also want to speak to them of the services that we offer. We administer estates of deceased persons who die without leaving a will and leaving children under 18 years old. We will take in those estates, we investigate, we find out what the assets are, what the liabilities are, and then in accordance with our new amendment to our act, which give the Administrator General powers to now issue our own grant. We no longer have to go to the court in matters where there are children under 18. We now issue our own grant, and so that expedites the estate administration process.
We want to share with consumers what their rights are, what their responsibilities are, how they can interface with the marketplace and be very successful in their doings. And certainly we want them to know the roles and the functions of the Consumer Affairs Commission and how the Consumer Affairs Commission assists with bringing justice to them. Banking services, financial, it really doesn't matter. We will try to intervene once it's a consumer-related issue where you might have spent some money you expect, and if it's not working, then we will try to assist.
I was invited to the expo and I am here collecting brochures. So in order for me to tell my classmates and my co-workers about it, I will have to have information. So I'm here to get information from them. I was at my mechanic and somebody invited me, so I'm here now. And I'm not sorry that I came.
Would you like to know in which community the Justice Fair will make its next stop? Then contact the Legal Aid Council. They're located at 72 Harbour Street, downtown Kingston. Their number is 948-6999.
Driver, slow down and stop the reckless overtaking, no?
You never hear so time is money.
Easy, driver. Well, nobody must man and taxi driver drive so bad.
Why him have to drive so hard? Me not gonna make you kill off me and me picnic them.
One stop driver. Make her come off this bus. Me say stop.
Me coming with you. The rest I will not take chance in the life. Lord of mercy. That could have been us.
And look how we want the money.
Passengers, your safety is in your hands. Say one-stop driver and get off if the driver is speeding, overtaking recklessly, and not obeying the rules of the road. Don't give away your life. It is too precious.
Jamaica has a vibrant agricultural sector, and it must be protected from dangerous foreign bodies. That's the responsibility of the Plant Quarantine Division. Here now how the division conducts its affairs.
Our primary responsibility is twofold. We have responsibility for the prevention of introduction of any plant pests into Jamaica that may affect not just agriculture but also our environment. But of course you understand the importance of it affecting agriculture because agriculture remains one of the major drivers of growth in this country. Our other major function is that we do the certification of exports, that's agricultural exports leaving Jamaica. Again, another major responsibility because the export of agricultural produce, of course, is also important to Jamaica and Jamaica's economy. So we have those two. We execute our functions really by doing one of two things. We provide import permits for the import of all plants and plant products, and that's how we ensure that whatever risk these plant and plant products pose, then we're able to actually indicate to our trading partners what's Jamaica's requirement. And when that product would have entered Jamaica, we also do inspection. On the other hand, we do the certification and treatment of agricultural produce again, the yam, the scallion, the Irish potatoes, etc., leaving Jamaica to other countries. We also work with our stakeholders in ensuring that we constantly monitor the pest status, and that is of new pests into the country. Maybe one of the recent pests that we had introduced into Jamaica would have been the frosty pod rot of cocoa, and that would have been in our recent memory. And so we work with the other divisions of the ministry, particularly the research and development unit, in actually executing our function. All right, so one of the agencies that we work with will be the Customs Authority. And we say that they perform agency function for the plant quarantine branch. And so they do have X-ray machines where they're actually looking for agricultural items at the port of entries. So that includes both the seaport as well as the airports.
We're in an age now of commerce, e-commerce, where we can shop online. We carry the beauty of our home, the comfort of our home, and we buy anything online. But the threat posed with that is that we still need to protect our border. So things can come straight to your doorstep. However, you still need to apply for import permit. The beauty of the plant quarantine unit is that now we also are technology savvy. So the import unit also you can apply for import permit online. So you can just go to the Ministry of Agriculture, MOA Trade website and apply for your permit. So whilst you're shopping online in the comfort of your home, use the same comfort and apply for your import permit. Secondly, we're looking at seeds. Seeds nowadays are easily packed, they are small, easily hidden, and those are contraband that can come into the country. We want to ensure that ministry is driving production, so everybody wants to bring in seeds. However, these seeds still need to have an import permit. Tourism is there, as we all know, is our bread and butter, and it is we can't do it without tourism. However, if we destroy the sector, our tourism is also going to destroy. Everybody wants to see Jamaica being beautiful, right? So we implore on the tourism sector, all the players in it, to ensure that they tell their tourists or to ensure that when they come to the country, keep their fruits and vegetables on board, whether it's on the ship or in the aircraft. Because we have a situation on the cruise ship when people going back onto the ship, we are seeing a proliferation of fruits and vegetables. So what we're asking you to do is just ensure that enjoy it on board, don't take it up. Because we have a situation in our neighboring country where one of the major food fly, but which if we get that, the entire country's export is shut down. That has been, as introduced to that country by way of tourism. They have proven that. Traceability have allowed them to do that. So we want to employ on the tourism sector. We need it, but at the same time we need to protect our sector. Another thing that we need to have farm worker. Farm worker, we all need that. I mean, the farm worker, they move from different countries. And one of the things with farm workers is that everything they want to keep at the Jamaica to plant. Everybody wants to go. Jamaica, the climate here is conducive to production. So go and take everything. Don't hide it in your shoes. Don't hide it in your jacket. Just apply for import permit.
And something works perfectly in England. England is not Jamaica. You know, even if you bring in a new variety and they say it's supposed to grow well in this temperature, you have different situations in Jamaica. Besides the climate, you also have the social behavior of farmers. While you may always plant your plants in Manchester, that's where it's predominantly grown, it may grow fine there, but if you want to plant it in St. Thomas, it may not. And these are the type of things that the research division now investigates. So it's not only at our local area in Old Harbour, but we also do the research in other farms over the island to ensure that wherever you carry it, it would actually work. And if it doesn't, you knew beforehand.
It is illegal for you to bring any plant product in the country without a permit. You'll be fined and you'll be sent to prison if you do not adhere to the law.
If you intend any at all to import any plant and plant product, and we say to you, if you're not certain whether or not you need a permit, call the Ministry of Agriculture Plant Quarantine Branch and we will be able to advise you. We do have a Facebook page, we do have a Twitter page. So any means that you use to communicate with us, we will get that information to you.
This is where the magazine closes for today, but for more information on any matter mentioned in today's program, click on our webpage, jis.gov.jm. There you'll find much more information on government programs and policies. For more television features, visit our YouTube channel. We're also on various social media sites. You may also download our app from the Google Play Store and the Apple Store to stay informed while you're on the go. I'm Theodore Henry. Do have a wonderful evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.